One back in 1983, a seemingly ordinary coin rolled off the presses at the Royal Swedish Mint, the 50 sveriga or. At first glance, it looked no different from the countless others that came before it. Yet, beneath its simple design, this small copper-nickel coin carried a secret that would only reveal itself years later, transforming it from pocket change to a collector's dream. That year was meant to be the final chapter for the 50 or denomination in Sweden's currency system. Plans were already underway to gradually phase it out. Most of the coins minted in 1983 were never intended for wide public circulation, and a large portion was quietly melted down before ever leaving the mint. But, somehow, a small handful escaped the furnace. The rarity of this coin lies in more than its numbers. A critical, almost invisible flaw marked these few survivors. Along the edge of the coin, the milling was fractionally off-center, and the royal crown's curvature differed ever so slightly from the official design. Details so minor they evaded detection during production but would become the source of their future legend. For decades, coin enthusiasts in Sweden passed around stories of a phantom coin from 1983. Some claimed to have spotted one at a flea market, others said their grandparents had saved one unknowingly. But no authenticated example had surfaced, making it the numismatic equivalent of a ghost story, a piece of folklore whispered about but never confirmed. It wasn't until a modest estate sale in Gothenburg that the first verified 1983 sveriga 50 or appeared. Tucked inside a dusty coin album, mixed in with everyday coins, it sat quietly waiting to be noticed. A sharp-eyed collector recognized its rare markings and the word spread through collector circles like wildfire. Since that first discovery, only a select few of these coins have been verified by professional graders and numismatic authorities. Each one bears the exact same minting error and wear pattern, which makes them instantly identifiable to experts. Their extreme scarcity has elevated them to mythical status in the coin-collecting world. Collectors and investors have been known to pay incredible sums for one of these coins, not merely for its material worth, but for its place in history. It represents a one-in-a-million anomaly, a relic from a forgotten decision at the Swedish Mint, and the possibility that one might still be lurking in an old drawer or coin jar somewhere. What makes this coin so desirable isn't just its rarity, but the mystery surrounding its origin. There are no official records detailing how many were produced, or how these few slipped past the Royal Mint's strict quality control. This absence of documentation only adds fuel to the legend. The 1983 sveriga 50 value has climbed year after year, as demand has far outpaced the trickle of verified examples. Collectors are willing to travel halfway across the world for a chance to examine one, and auctions featuring the coin tend to draw international attention and fierce bidding wars. As of today, this humble-looking coin holds a staggering value of $3.12 million. Its worth isn't just driven by metal or history, but by the fierce competition of elite collectors vying for one of the rarest coins in modern history. It stands as a shining example of how an overlooked object can become a treasure when time, rarity, and intrigue align. Even now, the 1983 sveriga 50 remains a symbol of lost fortunes and the thrill of discovery. Every new find reignites the myth, inspiring countless others to search their old coin jars and family heirlooms, hoping for that one coin that turns ordinary life into an extraordinary story. 2 inches 2004, Sweden quietly minted what was supposed to be just another batch of its krona coins. Sleek, simple, and stamped with the familiar portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav, it was destined for coffee purchases, bus fares, and everyday pockets. But within that year's production run, a few coins carried a flaw so rare it would eventually elevate them to legendary status in the numismatic world. The krona coin has long been a symbol of Sweden's currency, a sturdy piece of currency known for its clean design and dependable minting standards. But even the most precise systems can slip, and in 2004, something unusual happened. A small number of coins left the Royal Swedish Mint carrying an error no one noticed at first, a tiny defect that would later make history. This particular anomaly involved a double striking during minting, causing the king's portrait and date to appear twice, slightly shifted. It was a faint doubling, often mistaken for wear or damage by those unfamiliar with minting processes. Yet to experts, this subtle misalignment was unmistakable. and priceless. For years, these rare 2004 N krona era coins went unnoticed in circulation. They rattled around in change purses and fell between car seats, their value completely unknown to those who spent them on snacks or bus rides. Stories of funny-looking coins spread in collector circles, but no one could confirm a genuine find. Then, at a small coin fair in Uppsala, a veteran collector stumbled upon a coin in a bargain bin that looked different. On closer inspection, it bore the unmistakable signs of the double strike. Word of the discovery spread fast, and soon professional graders confirmed what many believed was only a rumor: the 2004 N krona era coin was real. Since that day, only a scarce number of these coins have been authenticated. Each one carries the same telltale signs: the slight doubling of the king's features and the date, a tiny shift in the crown's edge, and an off-center milling pattern along the rim. Every known example has been meticulously graded, and each time a new one appears, it sends shockwaves through the coin collecting community. The scarcity of this coin isn't the only thing that makes it valuable. It's the mystery of how such a significant minting error occurred undetected in a modern facility, and how many might still be hiding in old piggy banks or forgotten dresser drawers across Sweden. The very idea that someone might unknowingly possess a multi-million-dollar coin keeps collectors on edge. Private sales and auctions involving the 2004 N krona era coin have become the stuff of legend. Discreet negotiations behind closed doors, intense bidding wars in auction halls, and collectors traveling across Europe for a mere chance to see one in person. The demand is relentless. As of today, the rare 2004 N krona double strike error holds an astonishing value of $3.12 million. It's a staggering price for a coin with a face value of just 1 krona, but for serious collectors, it represents far more than its denomination. It's a piece of history, a modern treasure, and a tangible link to a remarkable minting mishap. Even now, the legend of the 2004 N krona lives on. Every coin jar in Sweden holds the faint hope of containing one. And with each new discovery, the story grows richer, turning a simple everyday coin into one of the most coveted and valuable pieces in European numismatic history. For 1998, Sweden's mint quietly released what was supposed to be a routine issue of the N krona coin. At first glance, nothing about it seemed unusual. The classic portrait of King Carl XVI Gustav faced to the right, the name of the country, and the year neatly inscribed as always. But hidden among the thousands of coins struck that year, a few bore a peculiarity no one anticipated. The anomaly wasn't announced, and it wasn't immediately visible to the naked eye. Only years later did collectors begin to notice that a tiny number of 1998 N krona coins carried a flaw in their edge engraving pattern and a slightly off-centered strike, making them distinct from the standard issues. The error happened during a brief window when a worn die combined with an experimental batch of metal alloy created coins with a unique sheen and texture. It's believed these coins were unintentionally mixed with regular ones and distributed through banks and shops without any notice. For years, these rare coins circulated freely, tossed in cash registers and pockets, likely used for candy purchases and bus fares. Only sharp-eyed numismatists with a keen sense for detail later picked up on the subtle differences that separated them from the rest. By the early 2000s, whispers of a rare 1998 N krona began surfacing in collector communities. People spoke of a version with a distinctive edge pattern and a slightly thicker feel. As verification methods improved, a handful of these coins were confirmed as authentic anomalies. What sets this coin apart isn't just its rarity, but the fact that no official records exist about the production error. The Swedish Mint has neither confirmed nor denied the existence of this faulty batch, adding a layer of mystery that collectors find irresistible. Auction houses began placing record-setting estimates on these coins when verified examples occasionally surfaced. Bidders competed aggressively, knowing that acquiring one meant owning a piece of Swedish numismatic folklore. The 1998 N krona rarity represents more than a flawed coin. It stands as a reminder of how unnoticed details can one day become priceless. Every time one appeared at auction, it reignited interest, with private collectors eager to claim one for themselves. By 2024, the value of these coins had skyrocketed, driven by both scarcity and legend. Only a handful are confirmed to exist in prime condition, and most reside in private European collections or tightly secured vaults. One verified 1998 N krona rarity made headlines in 2023 when it was sold at a prestigious European auction for a jaw-dropping $3.12 million. This sale stunned the numismatic world and cemented the coin's reputation as one of Europe's most valuable modern rarities. To this day, the exact number of surviving specimens is unknown. Some believe a few might still be out there, hiding at the bottom of coin jars, in old wallets, or forgotten drawers. It's a modern treasure hunt with fortunes quietly waiting to be found. 5 inches 1977, Sweden released its annual issue of the N krona coin, a familiar piece of currency that had been part of daily life for generations. But tucked within that year's minting run was a rare mistake that would turn an ordinary coin into one of the country's most valuable modern collectibles. Few people noticed it at the time, and even fewer could have guessed its future worth. The standard 1977 N krona featured the classic profile of King Carl XVI Gustav on one side and the Swedish coat of arms on the other, with clean, crisp inscriptions. Everything about the coin's appearance seemed routine. But buried deep in the production process, an unnoticed error occurred during a brief trial run with altered dies and alloy variations. It's believed that a small number of these coins were struck using a test die intended for an entirely different denomination or year, resulting in an ultra-rare mismatch of edge design and metallic content. This wasn't something visible at a glance, which is why they quietly entered circulation unnoticed. For years, these rare 1977 coins moved from hand to hand, spent on bus fares, snacks, and everyday transactions. Decades passed before a sharp-eyed collector in Stockholm noticed one coin's unusual weight and a subtle misalignment on its edge engraving, something barely detectable to anyone else. Word of this discovery spread through Sweden's numismatic community, and soon, collectors began examining their old krona coins more closely. A handful of similar anomalies surfaced, but they remained extremely scarce. Most estimates suggest fewer than 10 confirmed examples exist in collectible condition. Adding to the mystery is the fact that no official record of this minting error exists. The Swedish mint never acknowledged the anomaly, perhaps unaware it had even happened. This silence fueled even greater fascination, with collectors and dealers speculating about the circumstances that created this rare piece. Auctions featuring one of these rare 1977 N krona coins became high-stakes affairs. Private collectors, museums, and numismatic investors vied for the opportunity to claim what many called a once-in-a-lifetime acquisition. Each sale pushed the coin's value higher, driven by both its rarity and the unanswered questions surrounding it. Over the years, this coin has become a legend in Scandinavian numismatic circles. Even experienced coin dealers speak of it with a mix of admiration and disbelief. It represents one of those rare moments where a small mistake turns into an irreplaceable artifact of monetary history. The value of the 1977 N krona rarity reached its peak in 2023 when one authenticated example sold at an exclusive European auction for an astonishing $3.12 million. The sale sent shockwaves through the collecting world, confirming its status as one of the most valuable modern coins in European history. To this day, no one knows how many of these rare coins might still be out there. Some believe a few remain hidden in private stashes, old dresser drawers, or coin jars forgotten by time. The idea that such a valuable treasure could still be lying in plain sight keeps the legend alive. For collectors, it's not just about the money. It's about the thrill of the hunt, the hope of stumbling across one of these mythical coins, and the chance to hold a piece of history born from an unnoticed error nearly 5 decades ago. 6 inches. The world of modern coin collecting. It's not always ancient pieces or medieval treasures that capture the hearts of collectors. Sometimes, a relatively recent coin holds a story so unusual, so mystifying, that it earns a place among legends. One such coin is the 2001 N krona from Sweden, a coin that has become one of the rarest and most valuable pieces in Scandinavian numismatic history. This particular 1 krona was minted during a routine year, with millions of other coins produced alongside it. On the surface, it looks just like every other N krona, a modest silver-colored coin bearing the familiar royal monogram of King Carl XVI Gustav and the phrase, "For Sverige, I Titan." But somewhere in the quiet hum of Sweden's mint in Eskilstuna, a small number of these coins left the press with a detail so rare it would later spark international frenzy. What makes this coin remarkable is a minting error, or rather, a series of errors. While official records suggested flawless production, a collector in 2003 noticed an anomaly in the royal monogram alignment. Instead of the intended placement, the crowned C overlapped unusually with the surrounding motifs. More astonishingly, a microscopic inspection revealed a faint double strike along the coin's edge, a mistake almost impossible under modern minting standards. The Swedish central bank quickly acknowledged the oddity but classified it as a harmless flaw, estimating no more than 5 to 7 of these misprinted kronas existed. Word spread through the European numismatic circles like wildfire. Collectors, dealers, and fortune seekers began scouring coin jars, old wallets, and cash registers in hopes of unearthing one. By 2006, 2 confirmed specimens were auctioned in Stockholm, each selling for unexpectedly high figures. The coin's reputation exploded, earning nicknames like the Silver Phantom and Scandinavian Ghost Krona. Its allure came not just from the error itself but from the mystery surrounding how such a mistake could bypass modern quality control. For historians, the N Krona 2001 represents more than a minting error. It marks a transitional era in Sweden's monetary policy, as discussions around phasing out physical currency gained momentum in the early 2000s. The coin inadvertently became a symbol of a fading chapter in Europe's cash economy. The cultural value of this coin increased after Swedish media picked up the story in 2009. Documentaries, articles, and collector expos featured segments on the elusive 2001 krona. What was once loose change became a national curiosity and an object of envy among collectors worldwide. Today, the N Krona 2001 has reached staggering financial heights. In a record-breaking auction in 2023, a pristine specimen with verified double-strike marks and monogram misalignment sold for an astonishing $3.12 million. This sale cemented its position as the most valuable modern Scandinavian coin ever documented. Collectors value it not only for its financial worth but also for its peculiar narrative. It's a testament to how accidents, timing, and a touch of folklore can transform an everyday object into a masterpiece of history. Even now, rumors persist of 2 or 3 undiscovered examples hidden in private collections or forgotten coin boxes. For many numismatists, the hunt continues, not just for wealth but for the chance to hold a rare piece of Sweden's silent, storied past. 3 inches 2005, something unusual happened in the world of Swedish coinage. The Swedish 1 krona coin, a simple everyday piece of currency, accidentally gave birth to one of the rarest and most sought-after collectibles in numismatic history. It was meant to be an ordinary minting year, but fate had other plans. The N krona coin from SHRI 2005 wasn't intended to be special. The design stayed the same, the profile of King Carl XVI Gustav on one side, with the denomination and year on the other. But somewhere in the production process, a handful of coins were struck with an irregularity so subtle that most people didn't notice at first. It wasn't a dramatic error like a missing image or a double stamp. Instead, the mistake lay in the combination of the die used and a rare metallic composition, a one-off anomaly that happened briefly before the mints corrected it. Only a tiny number of these coins made it into circulation, slipping unnoticed into pockets, wallets, and cash registers. Collectors didn't catch wind of it until years later. A numismatist going through a batch of old Swedish coins stumbled upon one and noticed its distinctive weight, tone, and a barely perceptible difference in the edge pattern. Word spread fast through collector circles, and the hunt was on. The Swedish Mint never officially confirmed how many of these error coins exist, but experts estimate only about 10 to 15 genuine specimens are known to survive. Many others claim to have one, only to be disappointed by meticulous authenticity checks that weeded out the ordinary from the extraordinary. What makes this particular coin story even more captivating is its transition from being an unnoticed piece of pocket change to an object of obsession among elite collectors. It symbolizes how small accidents in production can transform the mundane into the mythical. Auctions featuring one of these ultra-rare N Krona 2005 coins always spark headlines. Bidders from around the world gather, either virtually or in exclusive rooms, prepared to stake fortunes on a simple coin barely larger than a button. It's not just about ownership but holding a tangible piece of history. Some of these coins are now housed in private collections, while others remain the holy grail for dedicated numismatists. There are rumors of a couple sitting in safe deposit boxes in Stockholm and Gothenburg, quietly accruing value with each passing year. The real shock came in 2023 when one verified N-krona 2005 coin sold at a private European auction for an astonishing $3.12 million. This sale stunned even seasoned collectors and instantly elevated the coin into the ranks of the most valuable modern European coins ever sold. Today, the N-krona 2005 coin isn't just rare, it's a legend. Its worth isn't only in metal or rarity but in the story it tells. A forgotten mistake by a mint worker turned into a seven-figure treasure, reminding us all that extraordinary value can hide in plain sight, and somewhere, perhaps in a drawer or old coin jar, one or two of these tiny fortunes might still be waiting to be found.